we have a very specific Challengers exclusive dust jacket for the 8 Billion Genies hardcover that comes out next week.
Yep.
No one else will have it.
No, that's
only us.
That's the exclusive part.
Only us part. That's right.
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. I still approve, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the Challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. If it's hard, then it's a job for the Challengers. Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics and Conversation in Chicago, this is Contest of Challengers,
the lowest of all entertainment.
A comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower. Brower the Sour, they call him.
And W. Dale Bush.
Right before we sat down to record, I had just seen an ad where Robert Downey Jr. is hawking a new AI program that manages your incoming phone calls and text messages. In fact, it answers your phone calls and pre-screens them. Actually, I don't know. I think he said answers and pre-screens.
Oh.
And manages spam, and it can detect spam texts.
Interesting.
And I thought that it was weird to see Tony Stark hawking.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Downey Jr., who famously played a futurist who had a really bad experience creating AI.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely not Tony Stark because his head is like it was shaved, but the hair is starting to come back.
Okay.
So it's real short.
Sure.
He doesn't look like Tony Stark.
No.
But still.
That's probably by design.
And this was the second Tony Stark reference of the day while watching the most recent episode of, I think you called it your favorite Marvel Studios cinematic TV show.
Close.
Secret Invasion.
I think I said it was the most boring one.
Oh. There was a, well, Tony Stark would never let this happen discussion as well.
Yes.
So it's weird to see Iron Man, hawking.
Very prominent.
Hawking AI.
San Diego Comic-Con weekend.
It's called Aura. And that's the weird thing about us recording right now, because the San Diego Comic-Con is happening right this very second.
Yep.
In between yawns, it is happening. And because of our personal schedules, and let's face it, Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor.
We are recording a day early.
Yep.
So we don't have...
We have to give Dalton Castle versus Samoan Joseph for the Ring of Honor TV Championship as much attention as we can possibly give it.
Why'd you even have to say that? Like, everyone listening knows that.
I want it on the record.
Okay. Because San Diego is happening right now, and it's Thursday, there have been no announcements, really. I don't think anything. Maybe. You're shrugging.
Yeah, I would say the one announcement kind of came out via retailers getting their DC Connect catalogs.
We'll get to that. But was that
that's the thing.
But was that actually announced at San Diego?
Yeah. A press release went out in conjunction with the first day of San Diego Comic-Con because now they can actually talk about it.
Okay.
When they, I guess, hadn't realized that retailers should be getting their catalogs 1 to 2 days before San Diego Comic-Con and would therefore be taking photos of them and putting them online so that I'm sure certain rumor sites could then say, this is a project that's happening in October.
Well, I'll be honest, because of that specific instance, I figured, I'm going to use this catalog today and we're going to go through it because we don't have San Diego announcements and we don't have a lot of specific happenings within the industry to discuss. So
the
we
Marvel
can discuss.
solicits went out today as well.
Okay, I've not seen those at all, so hopefully you have anything of note.
Sure.
I wonder. That's the thing with solicits coming out when they do. I don't know what type of announcements publishers will have at San Diego that is actually new.
Yeah.
Like, how much is Marvel going to announce that's in the catalog that we're already going to know?
So this is a particularly weird San Diego Comic-Con because of the dual strikes in Hollywood. There are a lot less media announcements than there have ever been before. I mean, at least for the last, 16 years. There's not going to be panels and announcements from Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery and Netflix and on and on and on. Like, basically, everyone decided to bail on this year because there would be no celebrities and there would be less certainty about release dates. So that leaves a show that is mostly just like toys and comic books, but I don't know how much the comic book companies could pivot towards making bigger announcements when they would have more attention. It's stuff that's already kind of locked in.
Yeah, it's not as if they can drop everything and be like, oh, what perfect timing.
Yeah.
We can announce this new book.
Yeah, here's this new thing that hasn't even been worked on yet. New York Comic Con is more of the comic book announcements show as far as I'm concerned. More stuff gets announced in like October for 2024 release. Like this October will be the one where they're talking about summer of next year, so things will be a little bit bigger. Like when you're in July, the stuff that you're announcing is like October, November, December sort of.
Yeah.
So there will be announcements, but probably not huge things that necessarily like shake the industry. So yeah, everyone will have something, just not necessarily like more than they would normally have had when they were up against Marvel and Hall H and Dune Part 2 and whatever else was going to normally come to a show like this.
There's an article about DC Comics' presence in San Diego and how it's their first time back since 2019.
Yeah.
And, they set out the pandemic ones, but it's mainly talking about Jim Lee. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that DC is doing for this appearance at the convention is a thing that they've never really done before, is really like quadrupling down on show exclusives.
Great.
Like variants and things you can only buy from them at the show.
Fine.
And that includes merchandise.
That's what kind of show it is now.
Yeah.
Fine.
And one of the photos they had for the article was Todd McFarlane examining the wares at the DC booth, neglecting to mention that he's looking at his toys at their setup. He does all of the DC toys. It's not
correct.
Like,
it's not just a fan that
Spawn creator is very excited to see what DC is doing with the toys.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he knows.
I would hope so.
At least he should. But yeah, having them do like $500 exclusive statues and things is just,
Which, if anyone listening to this happens to be in San Diego, and San Diego's still going on when you hear this, and you do manage to stop by the Kota Bakuya booth, I would like the show exclusive Nemesis Prime Bishoju statue. Thank you.
That's from the Miller World Nemesis series?
No.
Is it the...
Nope.
His suit, I guess, for Prime is silver?
Nope.
Not white, not covered in blood?
Nope.
You're not giving people a lot to go on, Dal.
I think I gave them all the details they need to go pick one up for me. Thanks.
Like an Alfred statue.
Is that what they're offering?
No, I'm talking about the exclusives I had to get for you 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The last time I was in San Diego.
Yeah.
The original Batman, and did Alfred come with Robin?
No.
Okay.
I just put them together. Because Alfred didn't even come with a magnetic base. He just came with like a little thing to help him stand up.
Iron.
And so he would be a lower level than everybody else.
Wash basin.
No, I'm just going to put him on the magnet base.
That's fair. Yeah, I remember specifically the exclusives you wanted were on like all four corners of the show floor.
Sorry.
And I don't even think you have any of them anymore. I mean, yeah, that, but
literally
I meant the non-superhero ones.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, the only thing I was really interested in this year is the Nemesis Prime was at an anime convention that Kota Bakuya was exhibiting at, and then apparently it's also at the San Diego one because it's in their glass cases saying it's available here. Not a thing that I would move heaven and earth for, but if one happened to find its way to me, I would definitely pay what someone paid for it.
What if it was like a giant silver auto-transforming Grimlock?
That costs $1,700? No thanks.
It's only $1,500. I think
I read
rein
$1,700.
it in. Come on now. Be more realistic with your Grimlock expectations.
I read that it cost $1,700, so that's what I'm going on.
Yeah, but even 10 years ago, exclusives were a big part of the show experience.
Sure. Yeah, for the longest time.
And as a store, we got the opportunity to order a handful of exclusives, toys and stuff.
Sure.
Everybody does it. Like Marvel did a bunch of exclusive San Diego covers, but we don't want to carry those because the cover price on those is ridiculous.
I guess, yeah. When Diamond had offered them in the past, there's really nothing in there where I'm like, yeah, I definitely want one more cover of some of these books. It just didn't matter.
And the annoying part is that they're not the standard cover price. You'd have to charge a lot more for them.
Yeah.
Because they're almost like incentive variants, and because they're much more limited and you have to be there.
Yep.
Something else that is much more limited and you have to be there for, as I definitely weave in and out of San Diego talk, is the Challengers, that's the one, right?
That
Challengers exclusive 8 Billion Genies hardcover dust jacket. We have a very specific Challengers exclusive dust jacket for the 8 Billion Genies hardcover that comes out next week.
Yep.
No one else will have it.
No. That's
Only us.
the exclusive part.
Only us part. That's right. Sorry, as emails come in, I keep looking to see if they are
Sure.
important. They are mainly customers wanting to question the books on their list.
Sure.
Or add things to the list, which always appreciated.
Yeah,
thanks.
absolutely.
Thanks for that. Ryan Brown and Dal concoct a secret plan, so secret that I wasn't even aware of it. I wasn't even in the building when they formed it. Actually, they were in two different buildings, I guess. Is how it was.
Yes. Are we talking about the signing that we're having?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And the secret plan was a pop-up signing, i.e. a week's notice
yeah.
for signing on Wednesday, July 26th, which is the next Wednesday that exists in time.
We had
Linear time.
always planned to do a signing with Ryan for the release of the 8 Billion Genies Deluxe hardcover. But when the release date ended up moving to San Diego Comic-Con, we didn't think we'd have any availability from him. He's in San Diego right now as we speak with Charles Soule, and they're doing a whole bunch of signings for the hardcover as well as promoting the new plush genies that people can get. So we didn't know when exactly we'd be able to do a signing, and things were really up in the air. And then talking to Ryan this past week, it turned out that the release date for the hardcovers was moving to July 26th after San Diego Comic-Con, even though they would have copies at San Diego to sign at the Image booth.
They have an exclusive San Diego cover for that.
And he was actually going to be in town in Chicago on July 26th. So we hustled together and made sure that we could have him in from 11 to 1, the release day of the book.
And then you held on to that for like 4 hours after you saw me next.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be like bursting with excitement.
You had a lot going on.
Who doesn't? It's comics. But not only will we have Ryan Brown, not only will we have the hardcover 8 Billion Genies, which, complete story, the entire thing,
all issues.
totally deserving of a potentially oversized hardcover. I don't know for sure.
I think it's oversized.
And a fancy Challengers Only dust jacket on it. We will also have signed book plates signed by both Ryan Brown and Charles Soule.
Yeah. So while you can get your book signed in person by Ryan, you can also, the first 40 people to pick up a hardcover from us will get the pre-signed book plate by Charles and Ryan.
Now, that doesn't mean everybody gets a book plate, because there are more books than there are book plates, and there are more dust jackets than there are book plates.
Like I said, first 40 people.
Or they could choose not to get one. If they're getting their book personally signed by Ryan, I could see them saying, I don't want a book plate, I don't need it, because it's already signed.
Maybe.
I do admit that when people were saying, oh, can you make sure to get mine signed? I just wanted to say, you're getting a book plate. It's already signed. There you go.
I am willing to remember to get anybody's book that's on hold for them signed by Ryan before he leaves.
The difference in my mind being, you obviously want things, like you personally don't care about things being signed, especially if you're not there to get it signed. So I think that a signed book plate is better than us getting the book signed for you, because the book plate is signed by two of the creators.
Yes.
Not just the one.
Correct.
So anyway, that is not a problem anybody who shows up to the signing is going to have, worrying about us getting your book signed for you, because you had to sign yourself by Ryan Brown
You absolutely could.
when he's in the store.
Yeah. And if you do have copies of other 8 Billion Genius comics that you bought from Challengers, feel free to bring them by for that signing.
This may not be the last Ryan Brown event of the year.
Yeah, no guarantees, but we're definitely working on something else.
We're always working on something else. They just sometimes they don't always come through. But that's fine. Ryan is a good boy, and he's done many, many signings at Challengers in the past, and
always happy to have him.
Will again. And it's a neat thing to have specific creators associated with your store, because there are definitely people that we've done a ton of signings with over the years.
Yeah.
But I don't ever think, for the creator's sake, they should be exclusive to any store.
No. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, spread it around. Sign everywhere. Do everything. Chicago Comics has once again been like, look, we have way more stacks of full circle signed by Alex Ross because he came by.
That's cool.
And I thought, that's neat that they can do that.
That's very cool.
You know, do I wish Alex Ross signed at every store? Sure. But I mean, he's not, like, that's his store. That's where he shops.
Yeah,
he's not going to.
I get it.
Yeah, for real. I'm saying.
It's not like he's driving around town like, let me hit all the shops I can.
Yeah.
It's just like, while he's in getting stuff from Chicago Comics, he nicely signs some stuff. We've had that happen before, where a creator was in buying some stuff and they're like, do you want me to sign some books? And it's like, sure, thanks.
And I like that. And I do like that different stores have different people that you can usually find stuff signed from or for or by or to or with or against. I don't know. But that's just every comic store is different, you know? Every store have something else, something different to offer.
Yeah.
This is specifically for you, Dal Bush.
Okay.
The listener may be a little confused by it, but if you recall a media occurrence that we have upcoming that I was on a Zoom call with on Wednesday for, that has been postponed.
Oh, okay.
To a, as of yet, undetermined date in the future.
Okay.
And your reaction was my reaction. Like, yeah, fine. Yeah, so there's been, I'm like, it's fine. Well, we're not really sure when, it's okay. Just tell us, you know, when you know, tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, sometimes these things happen, but I get it. I don't care.
No, yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all.
It wasn't a thing that I was super invested in emotionally. I would be there for it. I would try and make it happen. But if they're like, oh, we got to postpone it, okay.
I mean, it's a neat media thing that I'll be happy for us to be a part of.
Sure.
But this is not an idea we had and cultivated from the ground up, and we're worried about it never happening. Like, this is somebody else's vision that we're helping occur.
Sure.
So it's your timeline. Whenever you want it.
Yeah.
We're A-okay with that. Quite all right. We're very flexible.
Very much so.
Well, I mean, scheduling-wise, not physically.
No, not anymore.
Can't reach a lot of things.
Sure.
Don't want to, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess being lazy is a type of inflexibility.
Yeah, that's true.
So it all works out. One of the many spam or I guess solicitor emails that I get, like so many every day. There were just like two more that popped up since we've been recording. It's
a lot about like basically like the tax rebate programs from the pandemic. It's more and more of those, like, sure, the paycheck protection program is done, but we've got all these other programs that make sure you're using those. Like,
almost all of mine are Shopify based.
Leave me alone.
Hey, we can make your Shopify store sell better. One of them recently was basically a subscription kit. Like, hey, don't you want to like do a box?
Yep.
Do a Loot Crate box for Challengers? Where were you 8 years ago?
Yeah.
When people cared about that kind of stuff.
Don't you want to maximize your TikTok revenue? No, leave me alone.
But one of the ones I got today or yesterday it started with, I think it's amazing that you've been in business, that you've been in the comics industry for over 17 years. Where did you get 17?
Yeah. Did AI write that?
I mean, yes, I've been in it for 17 years, but
way more than 17.
Way more than that. Almost double that.
Yeah.
Not quite double that. And this is a real person, but even our T-shirt salesperson. They know our schedule for shirts, but always, I don't blame them for reaching out like, hey, you got any shirts you want to make?
Right.
What are your plans for the summer? Any big sales initiatives or whatever? But focused on a specific Instagram image from like 2 weeks ago, where, as you know, Dallin, as hopefully the listener knows, we have our regular Instagram, which is Challengers Comics Conversation.
Okay.
We also have a dedicated canine Instagram page called the Dogs of Challengers.
Okay.
And Dogs of Challengers is photos of all the dogs that come to the store. Not all the dogs, but a lot of dogs.
Okay.
And it does get hard to get pictures that aren't just like, oh, here's a dog sitting in the store.
Right.
But almost all pictures are of dogs sitting in the store. Okay. And I don't share all of them on the main Instagram page, but every once in a while I just like to have a little reminder like, hey, we have this secondary Instagram account as well.
Sure.
Which, quite frankly, it's full of dogs, and it never gets the interaction that I assume it would because of its animals.
Weird.
But our t-shirt salesperson focused specifically on the recent dog photo.
Huh.
And when I first saw the couple of sentences in the email preview, like, oh, it was so great to see your picture of Mac, I thought he meant Macan.
Different Mac.
Because there was a story with Superchunk singing a well-known Slack. What does Kenny always say? Mother father? Slack mother father. But no, he meant Mac the dog.
Oh, okay.
And it just felt like the exact same thing that all the solicitors do.
Yeah.
Where I keep getting ones that say "Go Huskies" because I went to Northern Illinois University.
Great.
And our mascot was a husky.
Yeah, the ones that bother me the most are the ones where it's like, looked at your website, love your products, I'd love to get them in front of more people, and it's like, Batman graphic novels? Yeah, I mean, I guess. Like, oh, no, you just send that to everyone who's got a Shopify store, because, like, 70% of them are people who are just selling, like, my artisanal candles and the motorcycle covers that I make or whatever.
You don't mean your artisanal candles, right? Because I'd be buying candles from you.
I don't make any candles. No.
Okay. Also, I have no idea where you make them.
I don't make them.
Why don't you? We could sell them in the store.
We could, that's true.
If you did, like, bat symbol ones and...
Sure, really good ideas.
Giving out some ideas. Man, look at that. Look at that. Write that down. You writing that down?
I am.
Okay, good. I will come back to that later. Just people who... Occasionally, there is the... Hey, I saw that you were in an article from Sketch.com. Here's all the information in my graphic novel.
That's why this media thing, the part I'm dreading about it is once again getting out to a much larger audience and then having that audience say almost to a person, do you buy comics?
Yeah. Well, even when talking with them, I had to make a point of saying, we don't do Golden and Silver Age back issues here. You're not going to find books worth hundreds of dollars in these stores. Although I did, in my head, thank them for not asking me what the most expensive book in the store was. It's not a thing we do.
A very thick omnibus, probably.
Yeah, for real. That's a topic that came up recently. How stores rack omnibuses, because omnibuses seem to be making a comeback, and like Marvel is over omnibuying. Omniselling.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that Omnibuy were a huge thing a few years ago because Marvel not only was releasing a lot more stuff in an omnibus format, but also going back to press on a lot of stuff. And it was almost exclusively because they have to sell a lot fewer of them to be incredibly profitable. Because instead of it being like a $17 graphic novel, it is a $160 giant hardcover book.
Yeah.
I don't understand how stores carry those because that is a lot of money tied up in something that takes up a lot of space.
And a lot of time to sell.
And a lot of them are very specific in the fandoms they target. Where it's like, I don't know that a lot of people are looking for the Ben Reilly Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2, Like, Avengers Volume 1 Omnibus, yeah, I can sort of see it. Same thing for ASM or Claremont X-Men or whatever. Sure, yeah. But when it's, weird 90s stuff or just kind of like tangential early 2000s things, I know there is an audience. I bought like a Gwenpool omnibus. Like, and we've that's one we stock and sell because it makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, I would not as a store feel like I have to stock every omnibus that comes out. I cannot imagine.
The handful of omnibuses I bought were the Marvel Universe John Byrne omnibus,
Sure.
2 different Jack Kirby Captain America omnibuses,
Okay.
a John Byrne Fantastic Four omnibus.
Okay. Good one.
I see you're probably sensing a theme. Also, John Byrne is the most artist editions I have. Even though I don't duplicate artists.
It makes sense to me.
I have 3 of his. And also the Garth Ennis Hellblazer omnibus, which is the widest one I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've gone back and forth over the years of carrying them or not carrying them for myself personally. Like, I don't... When they were first coming out, I thought they were really cool. I remember getting the Morrison New X-Men omnibus and being like, this is great. This is... they should do all books like this. And then trying to read it and being like, I hate this.
Do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Man, if you did, it'd be worth a ton.
I'm sure we sold it in the store. I think I had it and went, no thanks. Yeah, and I've gotten some since then. Stuff that I don't feel like is going to make it to another format. Power Pack Classic, where they stopped doing the smaller soft covers around Volume 3, I think. I don't think they made it past there. Gwenpool, where if they had done Ultimate Collections, I probably would have done those instead. But,
yeah,
you know, this has all of the slimmer volumes, plus West Coast Avengers, plus Gwenpool Strikes Back, plus a bunch of bonus material. So it makes sense to me, but like things like the Lee Ditko Amazing Spider-Man, like that stuff's available in so many other formats. Like I don't. Yeah, it sort of makes sense that you would carry the first one, but I don't know that carrying like Volume 5 of a series like that. But yeah, anyway, you were saying like retailers were talking about it.
About where to rack those because of their price point. They don't just want to put them on the shelf.
You think they're going to walk out the door?
Well, that was the question.
They're too heavy.
Yeah, they're way too big.
They're way too big and heavy to just wander out.
I mean, you say that, but I'm sure there's people that have stolen plenty of omnibuses in their life.
I'm sure they have. But yeah, it's not the sort of thing I would feel like I need to rack behind the counter. Unless I saw them go missing. If I did, yeah, man, those are on a shelf behind the counter. Point to which one you want, and then give me a credit card.
I heard that one of the major announcements from Marvel for San Diego is going to be the newest Taschen edition.
Really?
You know, the oversized one?
Sure.
Maximum Carnage.
Cool.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, who doesn't want it in the original art size, but on that really thick canvas paper?
Yeah.
Story that's meant to be told that way.
Exactly.
When that joke was forming in my head, it was the Clone Saga.
Okay.
But I thought Maximum Carnage was a better...
Maximum Carnage is one I could actually see them doing. Give it another 20 years and yeah, maybe.
Because the Clone Saga was just issues of Amazing Spider-Man. It wasn't a crossover. It wasn't an event. It was just the comic.
Right.
So it doesn't have the punch behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of comics and punches behind them, let's take a little bit of time to look over the August/October DC Connect comical book solicitations. DC October. Now, Dow was referring to this just a little while ago, and you may, by the time this comes out, have heard it, but it was literally brand new to us when we pulled the DC Connect catalog out of the boxes yesterday when they were delivered in the afternoon. The cover has the oh my god, don't miss the Roar sound effects variant covers. Heroes and monsters collide in the crossover of the year. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Yep.
It is King Kong and Godzilla fighting each other and the Justice League. The cover's by Dan Mora, but the book itself is by Brian Buccoletto and Christian Duce from The Flash. And it is a
7-issue series.
7-issue series, and even though you said that, I still haven't found it listed.
I don't think they showed in there.
Oh,
because I looked yesterday. I'm like, what is this? A one shot?
Wow, that is
Today
terrible.
was announced it was a 7-issue series.
It's terrible that it is in a catalog without its actual. Yeah, that's great. So we've got cover by Drew Johnson, variant cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams, variant cover by Francesco Mattina, 1 in 25 incentive cover by Dan Morrow, which is the cover to this
The
magazine.
catalog, which bothers me.
Yeah,
when the
for
main
sure.
promotional image is an incentive variant,
Yeah.
I think that's rude.
A 1 in 50 variant cover by Alan Qua, a 1 in 100 variant cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams, which is probably either like a black and white or a virgin or something like
Something
that.
like that.
Blank sketch cover, foil variant cover by Raphael Albuquerque, Godzilla Roar sound effects gatefold variant cover by Christian Duce. I don't know how to say his name, I'm just guessing. Kong Roar sound effect cover, also by Christian Duce, so probably the same exact cover but with different words on it. Yes, that is a lot. So it's normally...
If you flip the page, there's on the next page, I think, are all the covers.
Oh, okay.
Or at least some
Oh,
of
yeah,
them.
look at that. The Jim Lee one is a black and white cover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the Roar sound effects are connecting covers. So it's Godzilla on one and Kong on the other with the Justice League in the middle, and then they go together. Okay. Yeah. But I wanted to go over the pricing as well.
Okay.
We'll get back to that. So, interesting. The foil variant cover is $6.99. The Roar sound effects covers are $14.99.
Which makes me think there's got to be something in
Like
there,
a
like a
chip.
sound chip or something. There has to be.
Yeah. Standard price is $4.99. All the variants are $5.99 for the card stocks.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
The cataclysmic crossover event of the year is here as the DC Universe clashes with legendary Monsterverse in Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong. Clark Kent is enjoying a night off with a very important dinner planned with his girlfriend, Lois Lane, when the entire city shudders under the weight of the monstrous Godzilla who emerges from the bay. What started as a routine clash between the Justice League and the Legion of Doom takes a dangerous turn when the wall between worlds is breached, with Godzilla, Kong, and the Monsterverse emerging on DC's Earth. What ensues will be a brawl of unprecedented scale and destruction from acclaimed writer Brian Beccoletto, Injustice, and best-selling artist Christian Duce, Batman Fortnite Zero Point. I thought Christian's run on The Flash would be his bigger... Well,
I
whatever.
don't remember him drawing the Flash.
It was the Josh Williamson stuff. You were long off it by then.
Okay.
When they say acclaimed writer, that means they can't point to any awards that were won or...
Correct. It's just the people who've said they liked his stuff.
Yeah, it's in no way diminishing the talent of a Brian Beccoletto, who I consider more of a noir writer,
Yeah.
but also worked on The Flash as well, but
Yeah.
with Francis Manapul.
Correct.
So this is a different time period. The cover we're looking at here has the Green Lanterns of Jessica Reyes and
Jessica Cruz.
Jessica Cruz, sorry, and Simon Baz, and Wonder Woman and Hawk Girl and the Bat Plane and a tiny Superman off in the distance. So it looks like there'll be other monsters as well. So I mean that could be a fun.
People are already
Standalone.
talking about it, which is usually a good sign. I mean, some of the talk is like, why are they doing this?
We're talking about it.
But in general, like, it does seem like there's sincere excitement about this. So that's a good start.
I think it's neat.
Yeah, it's nothing I personally care about, and I honestly don't plan on reading it.
I mean, I think it's as on par as last month's announcement of Predator versus Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, that I would actually probably at least look at the first issue,
Yeah.
even though it's not necessarily something that would be something I look forward to every month.
Is it just that you're not a huge Godzilla Kong guy?
It's a weird situation where, I mean, some of it is because it feels utterly disconnected from the DC universe that I'm sort of enjoying right now.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean,
So it's like-
Superman's girlfriend or Clark Kent's
It
girlfriend.
has
mostly.
that feel of like, this is just like to facilitate some crossover thing. It's not trying to tell like a story that's going to affect or change the characters. It's just a stunt. It's an event thing. So right there, I'm already like, I don't really care a whole lot because I don't care about the stunt. But the other part of it is that this is such a nerdy thing. I look at Godzilla and Kong and I'm like, don't the Justice League fight monsters like that all the time and
All the
defeat them
time.
quickly? Like,
Yeah.
what is even... I'm not a huge fan of, like, you know, giant monster stuff. So I don't know what story you would tell with an adversary or a co-protagonist like Godzilla or Kong. Like, They can't. They don't have any dialogue.
I have a take on it.
Okay.
So the Justice League,
Uh-huh.
They can't kill them because this is a crossover with Legendary.
Right.
So they have to give Kong and Godzilla equal footing, right?
Right.
So the Justice League, where you assume they're going to team up and fight Legion Doom together. No, but in fact they arrest both Godzilla and Kong and send them to a maximum security penitentiary for kaijus. And it's more the story of Godzilla and Kong on the inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work.
Yeah, probably not. Moving on in the catalog, we have Batman, Catwoman, The Gotham War, Scorched Earth #1.
Omega.
Well, yeah, it's just the Omega issue.
Gotham War Omega.
I'm going to skip all the regular issues of the regular comics.
Okay, dokie.
Although I will say that Nightwing is a pirate one.
Yeah.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life is not for Nightwing.
Also, did you see who's not drawing Nightwing #107?
Oh, it's Danielle D'Onofrio.
Uh-huh. Once again, it's not Bruno Redondo. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on with that book and why Bruno Redondo, who is so great, is like a special guest fill-in artist now for that book.
Well, because he always has to do these gimmicks of like point of view covers or one
guess.
panels, and those take extra effort.
It's starting to bug
But
me.
did you notice like this is the main cover here?
Okay.
In the 1 in 25 variant, it's lightning in the sky behind him.
Ugh.
That's it.
We carry a lot of DC incentive variants because they're relatively easy to qualify for. Marvel will do stuff where it's 1 in 25s, but a lot of their bigger books, the lowest level incentive is like a 1 in 50, and frequently we don't qualify for those.
Correct.
But with DC, everything seems to start at 1 in 25, and for long-running books like Nightwing, Action Comics, whatever, we have enough subscribers where 1 in 25 is honestly pretty easy for us to hit. So few of them anyone cares about. And I wonder if it's... I can't tell if it's because they do so many of them that it's easy for us to qualify and they just become noise for people.
Yeah.
Or if the randomness of some of the cover art, how it's not like a consistent theme or anything. It's just like, I don't know, this one's a blue background. Like, we got killed on the 1 in 100? Or 1 in 50? There was a Titans variant recently that the incentive level was just the main cover art, but the black and white line art version.
Yeah.
And nobody cared.
Nope.
Like, no interest in that whatsoever.
People don't want the incentive covers just because they're incentive. They want a good cover.
And some of it is specific artists. Like, we've had several of the Derek Chu full art Virgin variants for Marvel covers go for decent money. The hot book this week is a Sozo Micah Harley Quinn Black, White, and Redder #1 1 in 25 variant.
Yeah.
Like, that is a super hot book this week.
That's nice.
Yeah, and again, it's just like a 1 in 25 variant, but that cover art happened to click with people.
Batman and Robin #2 has a special call out to a new villain alert.
Ooh, new villain alert.
Introducing a new villain. Who does she work for? And how have they turned one of Batman's greatest tools against him? Urban Jungle continues as the father and son dynamic duo are on the deadly case. But first, Damien must deal with his first day of school? And I buried the lead on this one because the new villain is Shush.
Shush. She Hush.
It's a Lady Hush.
I think it's like Daughter of Hush or something like that, or maybe like a niece of Tommy Elliott or something.
Yeah.
Because I think they want to do like a, Batman
Robin.
has his Robin, so Hush
Yeah.
has his Shush. I think it's fine. It's a funny name, and it's hard to take seriously, but I'm okay when superhero comics don't take themselves too seriously.
Right.
That's cute. Good for them.
All right, now we're moving into the new Golden Age, where we've got a series of miniseries.
The new Golden Age is Jeff Johns'
Corner of the DC Universe.
Yeah, that he started up about a year ago with New Justice Society series,
Well,
the
the
new
new Golden
Stargirl
Age.
series, the new Golden Age one shot.
Yeah,
but then Justice Society, Stargirl, and I feel like there's another one that I'm forgetting about.
I don't think so.
No, was it just two
Yeah.
books? Okay.
And one of them is horribly late.
Yes, and Stargirl's already over.
So, first up, it's Wesley Dodds' The Sandman, 1 of 6, written by Robert Venditti, art and cover by Riley Rossmo.
Spinning out of Night Terrors.
Knight to Terrors. Jay Garrick, The Flash, 6 issues, written by Jeremy Adams, coming off of his run on The Flash, currently writing Green Lantern.
And sort of spinning out as Stargirl because it introduces the daughter of Jay Garrick that had been a character in the Stargirl series.
Okay. Art by Diego Olor...
Diego Luna? Wow.
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
Olortegui.
Okay.
Olortegui.
Okay.
I apologize for the horrible pronunciation of the name.
Yikes.
Next, Alan Scott, The Green Lantern, 6 issues. Written by Tim Sheridan, art by... I can't, sorry.
An artist. The main appeal of the Alan Scott series...
Sean Tormey.
Is that this is dealing... I don't know if it's... I guess it's set in the 40s?
Yeah, Alan Scott's early days as the Green Lantern are seen in a new light.
Yeah, the new light is that he's gay. And now they're telling a different kind of story intermixed with the classic Golden Age, crime fighter Green Lantern stuff. So at least that has an additional twist on it, other than just like, I don't know, Wesley Dodds.
Right, but also the Red Lantern that debuted in the new Golden Age stuff is part of that. Okay, so that's those are 3 new Golden Age miniseries.
Yep.
Then there's an Amazon's Attack, I believe, one-shot, written by Josie Campbell, drawn by someone else, and it's spinning out of the events from Wonder Woman #1, set up by Tom King and Josie Campbell, because she's co-writing Wonder Woman, apparently.
I think she's maybe doing a backup.
Yeah. The Flash #2, the brand new series by Cy Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr., also a new character alert. It's the debut of The Stillness. Superman 7 is also Superman 850, so it has a bajillion covers. Mm-hmm. Supergirl Special #1, which looks like it's just a one-shot, written by Marco Tamaki and art by Skylar Partridge. After joining the Superman family and their heroic efforts in Metropolis, Kara thought she had found her place in the world. But there's only room in town for one Supergirl, and Power Girl's sudden reappearance has made her redundant. Interesting.
Why can't women support each other in comics?
Don't know. It looks like the world's finest, the Batman Superman version, is revisiting Kingdom Come.
Which is not a surprise if anyone read the Boy Thunder storyline.
Yeah.
You'll know where that goes.
It's back next issue. And we're flipping through it quickly. We're just looking for new things. Green Lantern War Journals on #2, Fire and Ice on #2, Blue Beetles on #2. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom Special, written and drawn by a bunch of people. It's like anthology stuff. It's bridging the gap between the 2 Aquaman movies. It is not the Aquaman that shows up at the end of Knight to Terror's Superman #1. It is the Jason Momoa Aquaman.
Yeah, it's movie Aquaman.
Yeah, including a movie variant cover. All right, you sitting down? You ready for this?
Yes.
Return of Superman 30th Anniversary Special #1. Just like the 30th anniversary of the death of Superman some months back, it's now the 30th anniversary of the return, and there's a new anthology featuring Cyborg Superman, Steel, Superboy, and the Eradicator. And, like the last one, written by Dan Jurgens, Louise Simonson, Jerry Ordway, and Carl Kiesel, and a bunch of art, and a bunch of variant covers, but Dal made a very, very important, not discovery, but noticed something that they were missing for these covers.
Yeah, they're not die-cut covers. Like, the important thing for the Return of Superman, the Reign of the Superman storyline, was that the introduction of Cyborg Superman, Superboy, Eradicator, Steel, there was like a cardstock overlay with a die cut of the emblem, and then you'd open that up and there would be the actual cover, and you'd find out, oh, that's Cyborg Superman, that's Superboy, that's whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do those type of covers, you've got to do the die cut overlay or it doesn't work.
Were you reading these when they were...
Oh, yeah.
Who was your favorite? Superboy?
It's tricky. I think the story I liked the best ended up being Superboy because it was Carl Kiesel and Tom Grummett. I just liked them a lot more as creators. But John Bogdanove was on Steel, and that was always really fun to see what he draw. And the meat of the story was very much in the Dan Jurgens Cyborg Superman story. The Butch Guice Eradicator stuff was the one where I was the least into it. I never thought he was that interesting.
Sure. Next up, we moving to a black background page,
Black label.
borders. Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it would say somewhere, or at least have like a black label logo on it.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think that's
it
just how they do
literally
that.
says doesn't say it
Well,
does.
it does
I
say
mean,
the size is
yeah,
Prestige
Prestige
Plus,
which is black label.
means Black Label.
All covers are cardstock. Batman: City of Madness, written and drawn by Christian Ward. Buried deep Let's start again, shall we?
Let's.
So right before we came on the air, I had seen an ad with Robert Downey Jr. hawking an AI. Oh, sorry. I thought we were going back to the very beginning.
I was ready for it.
I know. I didn't want to go that much further, though. Buried deep beneath Gotham City, there exists another Gotham. This Gotham below is a living nightmare, populated by twisted mirrors of our Gotham's denizens, fueled by the fear and hatred flowing down from above. For decades, the doorway between the cities has been sealed and heavily guarded by the Court of Owls. But now the door swings wide, and the twisted version of the Dark Knight has escaped to trap and train a Robin of his own. Batman must form an uneasy alliance with the court and its deadly allies to stop him, and to hold back the wave of twisted supervillains, nightmarish visions of his own nemesis, each one worse than the last, that's spilling into his streets.
If there's going to be an evil alternate under Gotham, I want it to be called Matog.
Sure. Yeah, I like
I
it.
just want that.
Nice.
And that's all I want from Christian Ward's
You
written
should
and drawn
have kept that
City of
in your
Madness.
back pocket for your own story.
Nope. I'll put it out there in the universe. Hopefully it'll find its way into a DC
Did
comic
you mean
book.
visionary writer artist Christian Ward?
Maybe. I think his art
Who
is
has
interesting.
a cosmic horror take on Batman's world?
He did the art for the Aquaman Andromeda miniseries, and I feel like that was the main pull for people, was his
yeah.
art.
Yeah.
So I think giving him his own Batman thing to write and draw is a very smart move from DC.
Well, I mean, it's a very smart... I'm sorry, you said smart, that's why I said smart. It's a very DC thing to do, to be like, oh, we have this artist, we love their work.
Do a Batman.
Let's let them write so we keep them happy.
Also, have them do a Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in general, like writing and drawing anything for DC is X, and writing and drawing anything Batman for DC is X times 2. So put them on a Batman book whenever you can.
Yep. Hey, look, there's a Strange Adventures Deluxe Edition.
Thought about getting that. It wasn't my favorite series, but I have gotten a bunch of the other Deluxe Edition Tom King hardcovers. I just feel like the 1-2 punch of Strange Adventures and Rorschach is probably where I would stop doing that,
Yeah.
because I did not care for those two books very much.
I think for this Nightwing Volume 4, The Leap
Yeah.
trade, they should get rid of the 100 in the background on the cover.
Maybe they will.
Now we're in the collected area. Oh, okay, here we go. Facsimile editions. All American Comics 16 Facsimile, which is the first Green Lantern.
Are they doing a foil cover?
No.
Okay.
And then Detective Comics 140 Facsimile, first appearance of the Riddler.
Okay.
That's a random one to do now.
Yeah. To release in October of 2023?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
So that's their 2 facsimiles for the month.
Okay.
And then we've got Webtoon book collections, Vixen Volume 3. That's a lot.
Wow.
And Zatanna and the Ripper.
Has Vixen 1 even come out yet?
No.
Wow.
None of the
fast.
DC Webtoons. Gotham Family Adventures hasn't come out yet, but it should be in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Zatanna and the Ripper Volume 2. And there's Tom Constantine.
There he is.
Right on the cover. Not to be confused with Giles, whose nickname was Ripper.
That's true.
When he was younger.
Yeah.
It's a whole different franchise. Teen Titans Go to the Library by Arten Franco and Agnes Grabowska. And then just everything else thrown together.
All your regular comic books for the month.
Yep. I like now that we're doing 4 a page. Mm-hmm. 4 per page. Cramming everything out. All these books are still coming. And, collected editions. And, yeah, okay. So, overall, this was not what I would consider a terribly egregious catalog. Like,
No,
the
it's
month
okay.
before had a ton of stuff in it.
Yeah, September, because it had basically all of the new launches that normally would have come about in July and August, but were pushed because of Night Terrors, September was rough. September's a lot of launches. I would maybe normally not want to launch that many books from one publisher in 1 month, but they're good books. I'm excited about them, so great. This one is more of just like a regular month. There's some good stuff. Like the biggest thing is probably the Godzilla Kong Justice League book. The new Golden Age 3 miniseries, I don't think we're going to have a lot of interest in.
I don't. I'm sorry.
I don't know that we're going to go out of our way to like really hype those books up.
Do you think it would be it's better to do all three simultaneously or one each back to back?
Honestly, it might as well just do them all at once instead of taking 18 months to release everything.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of what else was the Supergirl special is fine. City of Madness from Batman is fine. It's an okay month, but I think it's going to look a lot better once you've released Tom King's Wonder Woman and Cy Spurrier's Flash and Gotham War's underway and all that stuff.
Yep. The inside back cover is an artist spotlight on the Gabriel Del Auto variants, showing that Action Comics 1058 and Wonder Woman 2 actually connect. It's one
neat.
One cover. But this right here, their checklist page, I love it.
It's so great.
For the wrong reasons.
Yeah, because they have to put a little indicator telling you how many variants each one has.
There's
because everyone has multiple
cover
variants.
and content code key.
Uh-huh.
Now, of the 8 possible graphics in this little legend, one of them has a 17 plus mature content icon, and I'm assuming that one is only going to be the Batman book, maybe? Let's see.
I think there's... I don't remember if Danger Street... I mean, there's other mature readers' books that they've got rolling out.
Down Danger Street. Okay, so this must just be a legend they use every time.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that has that 17 plus.
Oh, okay.
But here are the other, and they each have a different... They're all six-sided. And every other icon is to let you know how many variant covers there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9.
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 9. And how many have 9? Is it just 1, or is it none this time? So we got 4, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 3, 1. 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 2, 9 is Justice League Godzilla Kong.
Figured.
5 for Green Lantern War Journal 2. 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 9 for Superman 7/850.
Yep.
2, 4 for Titans number 4. 5 for Wonder Woman 2. 5 for Action 1058. Only 3 for Alan Scott Green Lantern. 4 for Amazon's Attack. 2, 2, 3, 2, 4 for Detective Comics. 4 for Harley Quinn. 4 for Power Girl. 5 for The Flash. 4 for Penguin. And just 2 thrown at everything else. Oh, wait, there's more up here. 6 for Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Scorched Earth 1. And 6 for The Return of Superman 30th Anniversary. Any guesses for how many for the Supergirl special, though?
5.
It is 5.
I did it.
Yeah. Any guesses for Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country, Glass House number 6?
2.
1. 1 cover.
They
Just
must
one
have
cover.
no faith in that book.
Right.
Didn't it used to have a cardstock cover?
It used to have a cardstock cover, yes.
Wow, that's bad.
Let
that
me
must be doing really, really bad.
let me just for comparison, I'm going to list every title that only has a single cover.
Uh-huh.
Detective 140 Facsimile. Scooby-Doo Where Are You 124. All-American 16 Facsimile.
I thought they'd be doing those foil variants for all of their facsimiles.
And Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country, Glass House 6. That's it. Those are the only ones that have one cover.
Wow.
That is it. What a world. All right, so that's your it's your October for DC Comics.
Interesting.
I assume the rest of the announcements we get, like I said earlier, the end of this week will be... Well, we don't have the Marvel previews for next month, so maybe their announcements are just...
No, they...
Oh, right, I'm sorry. Oh, you're right. Please. Well, I forgot, since I don't have a hard copy.
Oh,
Is
I
there-
mean, do you want me to go through it?
I mean, anything that sticks out in your mind?
I can look real quick. Sorry, I'm getting rid of this notification.
No, I'm like, you're looking at your phone? What technology? That's amazing.
The big one for the month is the new Hickman series Gods.
Oh.
It's an acronym, GODS. That's the big one for the month.
Is it stand for great or decent stories?
It doesn't say what it stands for.
Oh, okay.
Issue 164 pages, $9.99.
Ugh.
Yep. Captain Marvel gets a relaunch from Alyssa Wong and Jan Basil Dua.
Yeah.
First issue, 40 pages, $4.99. Please inquire regarding foil pricing. Foil pricing, Patrick. A lot of foil covers. Ultimate Universe #1, a 40-page one-shot by Jonathan Hickman and Stefano Caselli with a cover by Brian Hitch. That is 40 pages, $6.99. Spider-Boy, which is a new
Dan Slott?
ongoing series, question mark, by Dan Slott and Paco Medina with a cover by Humberto Ramos. First issue, 40 pages, $5.99, on sale in November. Please inquire regarding foil pricing. She-Hulk gets a relaunch. Sensational She-Hulk #1 by, and I swear to God this is true, the exact same creative team that did the previous She-Hulk series. So I don't know why Sensational She-Hulk #1.
Wow. Is it the artist who was doing
Same.
Okay.
It's even the same cover art, Judd Bartel. I mean, it's exactly the same.
Wow. I'll be honest, I didn't know that the other She-Hulk series came to an end.
It hasn't yet.
Oh.
It was. They still have like at least 2 issues left to go on it, and it
'Cause I
didn't
know-
seem like it was going towards an ending at all.
I'm an issue behind in reading, so I thought maybe something was announced.
No,
but it's
this
not.
this just feels like, I don't know. You guys aren't buying it. It's a new #1. Buy it, or she's going to come to your house and rip up all your X-Men. There are a million variants. Covered by Jen Bartel. Homage variant covered by Eddie Granov. Virgin homage variant covered by Eddie Granov. Avengers 60th variant by Giselle Legace. She-Hulk variant covered by Lyrics.
I like a lot.
She-Hulk Virgin variant covered by Lyrics. Variant covered by Scotty Young. Stormbreakers variant by Lucas Wernick. New Champions variant by Mirka Andolfo. Variant by Orion Gonzalez. Foil variant by Adam Hughes. First issue is 40 pages, $4.99, and includes a backup story written by and drawn by TBA, but written by Jessica Gao, who is the showrunner for the She-Hulk Marvel Studios series.
Yeah. Neat.
Because she's going to be in a movie at some point. White Widow gets a new series, a new 4-issue miniseries written by Sarah Gailey. 40-page first issue, $4.99.
Written by Sarah Gilliam, though. That's... Wait. Sorry. I always confuse... Boom Studios' regular writer, Sarah Gailey, with Oni cartoonist...
Is that not the same one?
No.
No? We're sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Carnage gets relaunched, written by Torn Gronbeck. First issue, 40 pages, $5.99, on sale in November. Please inquire regarding full pricing. The big variant scheme for the month is New Champions, where every character gets a fictitious Spider-Boy-esque sidekick character.
Yeah, why do they call it New Champion? Just call it Sidekicks.
Maybe they're waiting to see which of these pop, and then they'll be the New Champions characters.
Oh, my goodness.
Book of the month, though, Patrick.
You already said Gods.
No, incorrect. 48 pages, one shot, $5.99, on sale in November. It's Jeff, the Jeff-verse #1.
Oh, it's Jeff 2.
Season 2 of It's Jeff. Covered by Guru Hiro, variant covered by Matteo Lally, variant covered by Chrissy Zullo. Collecting issues 13 to 24 of the hit Infinity Comics series from the Marvel Unlimited app. This one-shot features a brand new cover and never-before-seen story from beloved creators Kelly Thompson and Guru Hiro. One of the few times I will allow a publisher to use a term like beloved creator.
So, Dal, knowing what we ordered for #1, and then we had to go back and do...
Can I skip to the end?
Yeah.
100 copies.
Okay, I wasn't going to ask for a number, but okay.
I'm giving you a number.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Because we'll sell that thing forever. You don't even have to have read the first one.
Yeah, fair.
Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood miniseries.
Okay.
First issue, 40 pages, $5.99. Are you sensing a theme here? Crypt of Shadows, a new 40-page one-shot, $4.99.
For Halloween special.
I assume. Cap Wolf and the Howling Commandos.
Stephanie Phillips and Carlos Mango.
Correct. Covered by the other Ryan Brown. 4-issue miniseries, 40 pages, first issue, $4.99. Hallows Eve, The Big Night, 32-page one-shot for $4.99. Seems kind of steep to me. Spine-Tingling Spider-Man by Saladin Ahmed and Juan Ferreira, which I think is a sequel to the other horror Spider-Man miniseries that I don't remember the name of.
Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
Maybe?
That one was written by
That was Taboo. And B. Earl. But there was a different one. I can't remember the name, what prefix it had. That's a 4-issue miniseries, 40 pages, $4.99 first issue. That may or may not be the end of the major launches for the month. Torun Gronbeck, it looks like, is the new writer on Venom. She's writing 26 and 27.
She's also writing Carnage, you said.
Yes. 27 also, they're already teasing a big deal thing where Black Widow gets a Venom symbiote.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have made the same noise. Superior Spider-Man Returns, a one-shot by Dan Slott.
Oh, is this a one-shot?
Yeah, Giuseppe Camuncoli, Humberto Ramos, Mark Bagley, Ryan Stegman. 48-page one-shot, $6.99. It is the 10-year anniversary of the introduction of the Superior Spider-Man. That may be it.
Well, you know what? That's good enough. Because, quite frankly, we gotta go.
True.
So, sorry to be abrupt. Thanks for listening.
Keep reading comics.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com. And help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.